said you was gonna do it on Tuesday.
I know, but then I didn't because I looked at the weather and I'm a fool because I read the weather.
Great.
So,
Guys, go ahead and
welcome,
start. I
everyone.
gotta do another check. I'll be right back.
All right,
Just go ahead and start. I'll be right there.
sounds good. Chapter 30 for Dorithian Divide. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got anything to say. Except we're gonna welcome a couple new players to this Saturday night, so that's exciting. Yeah. All right. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Mike's muted. Good night.
Yeah.
On stream, you got some of the names mixed up.
Oh, no.
I'm taking them down and redoing them right now.
All right. Previously on A Dorithian Divide, you guys, the Unfledged, had traveled to this town, Dawn Hill. You met with a man, Leafton, Marshal Leafton Brown. Some talks were had. Eventually, you guys came to the conclusion that he would sort of be joining you and accepting Rowland as the new lord of the Ivory Plains, if you will. Some of you, Finch and Buck and not Rowland, you guys headed off to a outpost that you knew was near. You went there, and after fighting an ogre and some other bandits, you came back with a treasure, a hoard, if you will. You guys made it back to Dawn Hill and found one of your new companions, new friends you met. Raynor was in the hospital. Everyone gathered around. New son was born. During these talks, you decided that Raynor would take some men back to Willowsdale to begin a militia there, as they were kind of lacking in their defensive capabilities. But with his new son being born, Raynor decided he couldn't partake. So Finch took up that responsibility instead and took these men and left for Willowsdale. Let's see, what else happened? You guys, like I said, got this load of treasure. I believe you got a bunch of gold and items. I think you split some of the gold with Leafton, and he was going to distribute that amongst the town folks that had lost that money to the road. And then you guys were leaving for Hightower Hall and Whisperwind Valley to meet Gideon Windrider, the leader, if you will, of the United Towns of the Ivory Plains, sort of collection of towns that have organized themselves here since there's a lack of organization otherwise. So you all left Dawn Hill. Andy, you weren't here, so if you have any before you guys left Dawn Hill, yes, cool, you can do it now. But if not, then we'll just
the gold. I just want to. We got shit.
Yes. So you guys got.
Did we divide it up?
We put it in a party fund. We had 366 silver, 1,000 copper, 200 gold, and 2 platinum. We took half of the gold and half of the silver and all the items. So platinum went to the community and the copper went to the community. So we ended up with 100 gold and 188. No, that ain't right.
Yeah.
I've
Y'all are
got-
good guys.
Yeah, I've got down as our fund 100 gold, 168 silver, and we got 4 gems, which are worth about 50 gold each.
So,
Yep.
I guess the only thing that I probably would have done if it was like a downtime kind of thing is there a parcel to Tempest or to the main kingdom from here? A trusted one.
Yes. It's not one you're familiar with. It's just a local one. But
dude, I want to go talk to the. We don't have to RP it out. I want to go.
Yeah.
And get the feeling off of this guy because I know the roads prevalent around.
Sure.
Here.
If you talk to him and then if you leafed in, he'd tell you they're good. They're not prestigious by any means, but they'll get your package safely.
All right, then I would try to find like a small chest and like a little bit bigger wooden box, and I'm gonna put 30 gold in the chest, seal the box, and send that to my handler back in Tempest.
Yep. All right, so I'll say 31 gold. The box.
Perfect.
And
I will take it down. I'm now broke, but the party has money, so got enough for my beer.
Andy, the other thing, Kieran has a rapier for you.
Yes.
I don't think I can use rapier. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? Okay, then
No.
maybe Dar ends up getting it. But
or we find someone to buy it because if it's a cool rapier, then it would be worth money. But I'm fine with what I have. It fits my character. So I'm not proficient in swords. I'm not a swordsman by any means. So that's it. That's all I would do. Heal up and make sure everything's eliminated, or if there's any other signs that I notate them.
Sure.
You know my goal.
Yep. A heartfelt goodbyes had with Finch. He'll meet you guys the keep once he's done in Willowsdale. But so you guys head out of town. I think you got 3 days out was where we sort of left off. You guys came across an old merchant trying to sell you some dragon's teeth. A couple having an argument and a strange obelisk that was just atop a hill. And then about 4 days in, we'll say on the 4th day, you guys awake and you see in the sunrise in the early morning, for the first time, Whisperwind Valley. This rift, 2,000 miles long, to 30 miles wide, huge rift in the Ivory Plains. And fuck, I'll say you first, as you guys are sort of beginning your day. The sun's still coming up. You see about maybe half a day's travel, a little town that's just off in the distance. So, you guys gear up, put your armor on, do your morning workout.
Yep.
Yep, every morning. Polly, I think I need another mead check.
all right, let's do some dice rolling here. Doing three, I had 3 barrels going, so just 3 d20.
Yep, and I think we were saying it was intelligence check.
Oh, Christ. So, an 18 to 9 and a 9.
18 and 9 and 9, okay.
We're at
So one of them looks like it's coming along really well. It's got another bit of time, but the other 2 are kind of looking, they're starting to smell a little weird. They still could come around, but those other 2 are sort of look a little rough. 18. All right.
Do we have proficiency last time or no? It was just straight intelligence.
If you're proficient, I think because you're proficient In
Really?
doing this, yeah. So you should.
Then they would be a 12, a 21, and a 12.
All right.
Probably
All
still
right. So
or whatever, but
I'll say they're not quite as bad. You just, instead of them sort of being kind of like, oh, these might be going bad, they're just not. One's coming along really well, and the other two are not quite as good as that one.
okay.
Yeah, but they're doing fine. All right. You guys continue traveling down the road until you're.
I'm gonna let the guys
Yeah.
know that there's a town up ahead.
Yeah, you pointed out, and then everyone can spot it after the first to see it. You guys travel a bit, another couple hours, and then you start to see it. The ground sort of levels out a little bit. Still hilly, but not nearly as bad. And you see this town up ahead. You guys are getting close now. It's weird. There's a wall, but it looks very makeshift, like cobbled together with old cart parts and bits of random scrap metal, and it looks very handmade, I guess. I mean, everything looks handmade. It looks very.
If I
Yeah.
could offer DM, they might also see stacks of like sandbags sort of set up like blockades
Sure.
at intervals
Mhm.
around the outside.
Well,
I was certainly making an effort. A good sign, at least.
what are they defending from, though?
A road?
Yeah, but
I'm guessing.
we've been through here. Every village has some sort of road. They don't have makeshift walls like this. Anyways,
Got an hill, had a wall. They managed to fend them off.
well, I'm gonna do my observation route. I'll come around the backside
Okay.
and meet you in the middle. Cool.
Give me
You do
perception.
you.
Ooh, fuck. That it's absolutely insane. It's like oh wait, I forgot we're only level. It's 25.
25. Okay.
But I'm more looking for what I've always been looking for, not necessarily the meaning behind this, but the signs
Right.
of the road.
Sure. Yep. As you're sort of looking around and you see the way, Sean, what does he see on the ground that he doesn't step on?
He's going behind.
Yeah, he's sort of going around and then.
So if he went around, he would notice two small stakes where like the ground's kind of piled up around them, and there's a tripwire running from the wall to about 30 feet out.
What
Out
are
of
the
the-
rest of you doing? Yeah.
If the rest are in the front, they would see these two sort of makeshift gates open out of the wall, and a cart starts rolling out. And the cart's a covered cart, and there seems to be a case of bottles in the front of it. And it just starts rolling out, and then they see the gates close.
Nobody on the cart or anything.
But it does seem to be propelling itself slowly towards you at a rate of maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour.
This is a full size cart, like a
Yep.
regular standard old.
Like a wagon wheel cart.
I mean, I think I halt.
Sure. Yeah, you stop.
I was gonna
Keep going.
pull the cart to the sword and get off.
Okay.
The car would continue approaching it. It looks like it's heading for a gap in between the sandbags.
What are you guys doing?
I'm looking at Sir Roland.
I mean, it's clearly a runaway cart. Like, should we stop it? Someone's probably they probably didn't hitch right.
So, is this a hill that's coming towards us or away from us? Or is it just flat land?
This is pretty flat here. There's a slight line from the town towards you guys. The town's sort of built up a little bit, like on the highest part here, but it's mostly flat.
All right. I'm
rolling,
going to
rolling.
and motion for Paul to do the same. Paul,
Mhm.
not Polly. I don't order him around yet. And that's Mike. Soon. He looks good for it. And we're gonna just go try to see if we can stop it. We're gonna need help if it's got momentum.
I'll walk along with him.
Okay, you guys run up to this, and
I don't know what their perception was, but as you get close, within like a foot or two of it, you'll notice that the crate of bottles has a fuse sticking out the back of it, and it's burning away, and it's almost burned away.
All right,
and
everybody.
you begin to run away and make dex saves. And I'll say, Rowland and
I'm
whoever was
just-
close.
I'm gonna try and
Aiden.
just plant my shield and take it.
Oh God, this is a great introduction right here.
2,
Natural 20
Ooh.
nat 20.
or 21.
I'll roll for Paul. Paul got a 16 actually. Yeah, 16.
So instead of like,
okay.
rolling out the way, I like to say I just full brace my shield and take whatever it is that's coming.
Let's see.
Polycarp is happily watching from a distance on his cart.
That's gonna be 15 points fired in as it just explodes. Rowland, you fall prone. Jaden, you take half, and Paul takes half and fall prone.
Who fell prone?
Just Sir Rowland.
So
What
as
was
Sir
the damage
Alan,
on that again?
I think it was 10,
13.
13.
13.
So as he falls prone, he does hear a click, and he feels the ground, which should be dirt, sort of wooden underneath him. It does give way slightly, and at that point, you guys might notice the ballista on the wall, and 2 bolts get launched at you.
So, first one at Rowland, which would be at disadvantage because he's prone. Is not one, so it just over your head. The second one is at Jaden, which is a 17. So I think it just
Nope.
bounces off your shield.
Just full take on shield.
At this point,
Okay.
I would like to turn to Dar
Uh-huh.
and be like, "These guys have no idea what's coming. We'll take care of it."
Andy, make that roll for me.
That would be 23.
23, okay. Hank, what's your passive is 22, right? Hank?
Hank?
What's your
Hank,
passive?
your passive is
Hanky?
Hanky. Your passive's 20.
I'm Hank. Jesus Christ! I was looking at
Yes!
Oh, good show, Hank. Good show. You apparently intelligent
That's you.
bastard. Yeah, it's 22. I'm like, I was confused because I forgot everyone's name, and I'm like, who is Hank?
Who's Hank?
Who's Hank? Why
That's
isn't
so
Hank
funny.
responding? I'm so sorry.
That's
Yeah,
so funny. No,
22.
that's all right. Okay. Are you attempting to scale it? Or just get up close?
I'm waiting to see something.
Okay. You do hear on the other side someone behind the wall say they have no idea what they're getting into. You do
I hear that. I'll go
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
So
You start climbing the wall.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you would see it or not, but at the top of the wall, there's like basically gutters that are filled with oil, meant for if someone were to put their hands up, it would dump oil.
I'm also observant too. So,
Yeah. So I'll say you catch that and
Yeah.
can kind of avoid it. Either dump the oil out first and then hop up.
yeah.
Okay. So you hop up and you see on the other side, Hank, if you would describe yourself, Dar, as you're standing next to him, if you would describe yourself too.
So if you see Hank, he's about 6'2", mid-50s, salt and pepper hair and beard. He's wearing like plain clothes. He's got scale mail on, but like he has his clothes on over it. You might see some of it. It's like a dirty frock and an apron. He's carrying a war maul on his back. And next to him is his trusty dog, Philip. Was a giant mastiff who has this like specialty plate armor set all over him, and it's kind of like a joke of like a knight's helm on his head with a banner. Around his neck is a small cask of the good stuff that he carries around. And in Philip's mouth, he's carrying what looks to be like a toy hammer that has little arms and legs. And he's just sort of holding it in his mouth.
And then beside him,
Yeah, next to them, you see casually petting Philip. A lanky man, though he carries himself kind of tall. He's got like a big, not really handlebar. Yeah, it's called a handlebar, but it doesn't twirl or anything. Handlebar mustache with a 5 o'clock shadow, a heavy leather jacket with studs, metal studs on it. He's got a gold amulet with an open chest. You can kind of see his chest, his kind of somewhat hairy chest, golden chain around it with a stylized closed eye. He's standing casually. He's just got a couple of daggers on around his waist and a bandolier of darts. And yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I never sent you guys. I can send you a picture that.
hell
The
yeah.
only other thing I would mention is that in front of Hank, you would see him sort of like standing up on like a post, like a small tower, so he can see over the wall. And in front of him is like a wall of like levers and pulleys and buttons.
Is there ropes connected to it?
They might be inside the wall, but I don't think you can see him from there.
Okay.
Did we get a head count before they Did we see them at all before they approached?
I bet you guys probably saw the car and a decent amount of people. I don't know if you got an exact count.
Can
I
I?
imagine. Yeah.
I'm gonna look and see if do I notice. Do I see them all? I see the head count from what I think.
Yeah. So if you want to look up perception check, you got.
Perception.
Jaden has a huge tower shield that's sort of obscuring.
24.
24. Okay, so you count Jaden, Rowlin. I'll have them give descriptions. You see a portly man off to the side. You see a child, sort of.
Oh my God, we're
crouched
taking
down.
Oh no, not again!
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
No
A
killing
child
kids.
crouched down, and then you remember seeing one more, but you can't spot. Actually, 24.
Yeah.
Sees me like
So
tucked
you-
behind a building, like the shadow.
Up, yeah, like up on to the right of you. You see an individual crouched down, looking at both of you.
I whistle at Philip and look over at Hank. Hey, we got a visitor. and kind of nod up casually.
Fuck, you see him gesture up towards
Yeah.
you.
I'll do the slow look over my shoulder.
My eyes will stay locked on him.
I'm gonna slip out of sight, like I'm gonna put, what do they call that? Not cover, cover between me and him, whatever
Sure.
that may, you know what I mean. And then I'm gonna dip down, and if I know the layout at all, I'm gonna try to sneak up on whoever I see.
Yeah.
gonna-
So it
you-
becomes a game of
You
caddy.
dip out.
I'm gonna lock eyes with this guy who's now just looking at me, and without breaking eye contact, I'm gonna slowly like push my hand towards a button and hit it, and it's gonna launch out like a small spray of darts at him.
Okay. Fuck, go ahead and make a dexterity.
Can I catch these?
I'd say you could. Yeah, Polly.
I would say I don't think we're in initiative here, but I would take an opportunity at my first available chance to cast Sanctuary on Sir Rollin, our liege lord.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. So you
I'm
cast that.
right now.
What's that?
I'm turtling. Not in the you're thinking. I'm on my back and I'm stuck.
Oh, it has to be a
Well, why did we
ranged weapon attack, not a save. I don't
Oh,
know if that
oh,
matters
yeah, so-
to you, but oh, deck save. That's actually quite horrible. 9.
9, okay. So you managed to catch a few else, but you still get it's a flurry of a couple dozen darts. You take points of piercing damage.
How much?
4.
4. You're fucking dead.
Um,
I'm gonna yell as I fucking slip down the wall. That's it.
The rest of you outside, what do you guys do?
Do we see Vok or hear him shout? "You're
You probably
fucking
hear
dead"?
him shout, and do you jump back over? Fuck.
Yeah.
So you're outside now?
Yeah, fuck these
So-
guys.
You
yeah,
see him
that's,
jump back out.
yeah.
Ian
I
Fox
just
jump
leave. We're like, yeah,
over.
good riddance.
I'm gonna activate my Radiant Soul.
Go full Super Saiyan? Alright.
Go full Super Saiyan for you two on the wall. If you happen to be
Sure.
looking outside or catching your eye, but go with a big tower shield. You just see him move the tower shield to the side, pull out this warhammer, and he just bursts with this radiant light. Eyes go white, bursting radiant light as well, and ethereal rings just come bursting out of his back. And I'm flying directly to wherever Vok was coming from.
I
You
Turned-
soared through the air.
I
Yeah.
turned to Philip and just that's new. Grab a lever, like a big ass lever, and start pulling it, and a net is gonna launch through the air.
Make a athletics check. And Sean, why don't you go ahead and roll me just roll me a d20 and I'll I got
That's a 4. Big ol'
4.
4.
Dirty
Perfect
20.
4.
Dirty 20. So you're I see her. I imagine you sort of ball up and just burst through the net as it flies up towards you. And then you fly over the wall and you look down and you see Hank, this man, and this dog standing there. And then Dar, you said you went and hid, right? You're muted.
Yeah, mute.
You're muted.
Still
You
muted.
muted, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
You're good.
I would go and try to find the guy who would do what I was doing, which is the guy who was sneaking up the wall. So that was I didn't see the flying
Okay.
barbarian, I don't think, at that
Yeah,
point.
so you see him, this individual. Fuck, why don't you go and describe yourself? Jump back over the wall.
Very like a beer-bellied dad. Robes, simple. Gnarly hair. A dagger on. Probably like I was probably holding it. I probably don't let it go much. That's really all my defining factors. I haven't been in a good fight lately, so I don't have my black eyes that I normally have.
You do have your arm, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I forget about that.
I know, I do too.
Something about one of my arms does not look natural. I guess that's, from this distance.
Yeah,
Like
Just-
tentacly or
No.
bulky.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not just like a
Bulkier, I
Like-
think.
Yeah.
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 Rough.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Kieran? I saw you raised.
I was just going to do a quick description of my guy to Hank,
Yeah.
since I'm now kind of flying right above him.
Yeah.
As you see, the guy flying above you is salt and pepper hair. It seems humanoid. Well, that's questionable now.
I'd say, yeah.
It looks like he's late 40s, slightly tanned, couple scars coming across his face. So, and you do see on his chest, this will also be glowing in this form, a big symbol of suns.
Ooh.
And I will be, as I fly up, I will be shouting, "Who dares attack the paladin, the faith, those faithful to suns?"
Oh, cool. Hey, can I yell something at the same time?
Yeah.
So, as you're yelling like "Who dares attack," right? I want to, as you're coming over, I'm like, "Oh shit!" The mall is gonna come out, and I want to yell, "The road will never take Brackendale," and I'm getting ready to.
All right. Jaden, you do hear that? Dar, you see?
I would yell it as loud as I could. Yeah.
Yeah. This person hop over the wall. Are you're pursuing?
How close am I to him?
I'd say you were pretty close when you him, and then he started dashing off.
Can I
so
use my
you're probably
intimate
pretty
knowledge of the layout or the layout of this town to cut him off?
Sure, yeah. So he hopped back over the wall. So
you went back over the wall. I'm sorry, I misheard.
No, that's
I
all right.
wouldn't
So
let him.
you
I more
still
see it
at it,
like I was
Oh, yeah.
at the top of the wall when you guys noticed, when you noticed me.
Yeah,
right,
And I'm
then
like,
you
all
just- you
right,
just
wait,
ditched.
my advantage is now gone.
yeah,
So-
bouncing. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, then I'm just gonna hide. Yeah, I'm gonna hide and cover Hank from
Okay.
the shadows.
Give me a stealth check. Yeah, Brown.
Can I
15.
try? Can I try to get up and then? I mean, this armor's heavy.
Yeah,
so
you're not.
as I'm struggling, I'm hoping like Paul will come. And, he
Paul
he was
starts-
right there in the glass. He could help lift me back up.
Yeah.
But I act like I could have done it without his help.
Sure.
You got that nightly rep to protect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Paul will help you out. Paulie and Realm, what are you guys doing? You see
How old
Jaden
is-
now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? I'm
You're
gonna do a quick description, just because I'm
Yeah.
interjecting in here.
And then Paul, you go after.
Stereotypical looking knight, armor, pristine, like no signs of battle on it. It looks gorgeous, almost as gorgeous as a beard that just is too unnaturally long and thick for a human.
A spike of jealousy flows through Hank.
Yeah, I mean, and despite the beard, I'll say he still looks young. I don't know if I ever settled on a hard age, but clearly, like, back like whatever my glory days were, like that age. And with him, he has his trusty squire, newly granted squire. He was a page until recently. No, can you help me? I forget how old we were going with.
I think he's like 13-ish.
All right,
I think his birthday's soon, though. We've been saying his birthday's soon for.
old squire. I fucking love this. I love it. Well, because he's a squire now, so this is a little meta for you guys. But we got to go boy hunting because we need a new page. So that's
the worst thing you
That's-
Yeah. No, no, no.
Can we find a new phrase instead of boy hunting?
Dude, no, this is a Jeff thing. He makes it awkward. He's good at making it awkward. It doesn't
You know,
matter.
The Air Force guy that leaked the military documents is not even going to stand up to how hard the FBI is coming for you now, Jeff.
That kid looks 12. Actually, if he's available, can I get him to our page?
Yeah, he does look
I don't
12.
think he's gonna be available for a while.
Was it Jack Teixeira?
I can't say that last name. I read it and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, Pauldo,
Right,
13.
that's my piece. I wanted to get on my feet mechanically and crowbar my poor ass description. You guys would also notice that in my entourage is a elderly dwarven female, and I think that's enough of a description for her. Like whatever you're
Yeah,
thinking
she's
in your
just like
mind.
an
that's what she
old
looks
lady
Nailed it.
dwarf. She wears like
Yeah.
regular clothes.
She
classic
probably looks more
dwarf
intimidating than
clothes.
the rest of us.
more than me.
I don't know. There's like the flying demigod above me right now.
Yeah, but
Kinda
fuck with Marcia. See what happens.
And then Polly.
So you see driving the cart, like a solitary mule dragging the cart with some barrels in back, and at the front is a large human with brown robes,
How large is
very,
he?
very simply attired. You can tell even at a distance from his bearing that like this is not like a sickly priest like sort of guy. This is a big, bulky, middle-aged individual that doesn't really kind of even fit with the priest kind of look. Like 6'3", 280 pounds, just like a big freaking dude. Just like, but you don't see any arms on him or anything like that. Just kind of putting the cart along.
Dude. All right, so Jaden, you're now above this individual, and you hear him shout this thing about the road. What are you doing?
What do I want to do?
If it helps, I would definitely, as we were yelling at the same time, I would pause and sort of pull my hammer back a little bit in confusion because you definitely just called yourself something other than the road. So
hit the fucker.
I would look confused and a bit apprehensive.
So I'm gonna fly to where I'm directly above the all the levers and stuff he seems to be at.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna make my wings disappear, and I'm just gonna drop directly onto the levers to
All right. Destroy him.
Just smash them apart.
All right.
And I land in front of Hank.
Just give me an athletics check to see how well you land, because it's more about more of a forceful landing, a dexterous one.
Who's going to do a superhero landing?
yeah.
That is a 12 plus 5, so 17.
Okay. Yeah. So you land and you sort of make sure to place your feet so you hit a couple levers, break the handles, and they pop out of their placings.
Would that happen to
Superhero
any
landing.
of them?
Roll percentile dice for me.
Fuck yeah!
Okay, yeah. That's a 96.
96.
Good or bad. Damn percent.
I will say it
Probably
does
bad
open
for me.
one. It opens one, but not beneficial for you at this moment, Hank. The gates open up behind you.
Damn.
So
I would
you
hesitate.
superhero landing.
I would hesitate to swing when he landed, though.
I'll just look him directly in the face, in the eyes, and shout once again. I'll shout this time. What do you have to do with the road?
I still hammer over my shoulder. I protect this town from the road. Although, now that I'm looking at you, you don't look like any road. Hank is growling.
So hearing that, Jaden will drop his form, all the radiant light goes out of his eyes. He stops shining. And I think we've lost him. Oh no, he's maybe.
Oh,
No, he's here.
and you're back.
Am I freezing up a little bit?
You
Yeah,
froze up
you're
for a
good
little bit.
down there, though.
Yeah, I'll just drop everything. Gonna just hook my warhammer onto my belt.
I'll stow them all.
Seems, my friend, we've had a misunderstanding.
All right, and Paul and I right now are charging at the gate.
Yeah.
I'll
Full
give it-
sprint.
I'll give like a sidelong look over,
We
seeing them
try to
going.
do like a shield wall, like I'm trying to teach him to lock up next to me, but like we haven't really practiced this before.
You just keep stepping on each other's feet. Yeah.
I'll just
He's little. He's like a little kid.
turn around and shout out, "We're good."
All right. Then we go back to parade
Do
route.
this.
Yeah. I'll be like, boys, they're egg on my face. I apologize. Just, and I'll reach down and pull one more lever, and it'll open up the front gates as well.
I'll just turn around to Hank, kind of buffing myself a bit more, and I'll hold out a hand. Jaden,
Hank,
Paladin of Sons.
Hank, just Hank. That's his name.
Dara, you see this now as
And this is Philip. He's a good boy. Aren't you, Philip? I give him scritches.
Seem bigger.
Wait, what did he say? You've
he
seen
says, seen bigger.
the mall comes back out. No.
What are the rest of you doing now?
I'm gonna motion for Paul to go back and keep Larsha safe.
Yep.
While I'll enter and immediately introduce myself. After I glance at Jaden to make sure this seems, I see his hand out. Like, ho there. I am Sir Rowland. What was this all about? As I sort of brush my now singed armor.
The name's Hank. Just Hank. Well, with the road these days, you can't be too careful. Sorry about that. Glad no one was too hurt. This is Philip. He's a good boy.
Good boy, Philip. That's a
Mm.
strong helmet you've got, Philip.
Oh man, Hank gives him like the Robert Redford, just the.
I would kneel down to like, make myself more approachable to Philip, but it's really hard for me to stand back up.
Philip looks up at you, Hank, for approval.
Oh yeah, I give him the same Robert Redford nod.
yeah.
He
So
drops
he'll-
his screwdriver, or his hammer chew toy, and he'll walk up to him. All the licks, all over the
Right.
face.
Do as much of a lean over as I can to kind of, I don't know, scritch his armor.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of clinking going on.
Like clanking it. I'm doing those pats, the dog pats, where
Yeah.
I'm clanking.
He seems to appreciate the thought, even if he can't feel it.
I'll turn back to Hank and say, as introduced, this is Sir Rowland, newly knighted in the capital, and was granted lordship over the Ivory Plains.
Well, not to be rude, but It doesn't really mean anything out here. They don't really care about us. They haven't helped with the road. So I
We
appreciate
understand.
your title and your status, but you'll find it
That
doesn't mean
is
much to me.
why we are out here.
Yeah, at this point, can I like walk in? My eyes are going side to side looking for this other guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just like walk past, not in front, but like behind my guys and say something to Hank about like maybe you should open up your ears. You know, as Jaden and Roland are talking about the lordship, but I'm trying to peg where this guy went.
Yep.
I don't
Give me a
trust him.
perception, Dar. What are you staying?
Yeah, I'm just where I was at, like, you know, up against the wall listening. It's only a 15 is my stealth, so it's not
Yeah,
stellar.
I
But he's not
rolled
like hiding in the shadows as much as he is, but like behind
Sort
the
of,
wall. Yeah,
right.
you know, listening and peeking around.
11 plus 6, so that's a 17.
Okay, so you sort of come around the corner, opposite side of this, and you just peg him, sort of standing there, leaning up against a wall.
I wink at him. If I notice that he notices me.
Mm-hmm. Just eyeballing him.
Yes.
Leather, his armor, his cape, the way he wears his shit, does anything look suspicious or familiar?
Everything looks suspicious about him.
Well,
Everything about Dar looks suspicious.
no,
Suspicious
kind
people
of.
you've ever seen.
For what you're looking for,
Yeah, you know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, amongst the common things, you don't see any tattoos. Not
Okay.
the one, at least not the one that you're looking for. However, you can't see his arms. So,
All right.
but nothing else in particular seemed very defining. He's very nondescript, I think, on purpose, right? Just leather and
Yeah.
besides the
Yeah,
medallion.
no tattoos visible. The only thing is he's got a like a scar above his eye that looks like it's a couple weeks old. It's healing up, but
Yep.
looks fresh. Other than that, there's nothing. Yeah, he's got it, and his mustache maybe.
His dope mustache.
Then I'll fall in
Polly,
line.
what do you?
So,
Okay.
I would have brought the cart up along line with Sir Roland
Sure.
and be like, we still charging, or are we going in? And then I'm sure
I think any enemy of the road is a friend of. How does it go again? You know,
But I think you had that right. Yeah, that
you know, I'm just gonna go back to I'm scritching breastplate now. I'm going in deep for it. So like
Sure.
I'm getting either really close to hunched over or I'm hoping the dog is jumping. I don't know, but either way, I'm breastplate at this
With
point.
this-
And I'm
so. I would have pulled the cart in and
Yeah. Larsha and Paul will the rest of the caravan. They have this this really, really nice cart, this like what's that part of a cart called where like people sit and then there's the rest of the cart that the shit. But it's like super nice. I don't remember the colors that you guys went. I think you went with the birchwood one. It's like that's a lighter color. It's got this like fabric top, a dedicated seating area, 2 horses drawing it, and then you have this other cart with the mule pulling it that Polly has with barrels.
They look like they're traveling in luxury for the most part. I mean, as far as you are, you know, as much as you can have while you're traveling.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice cart. They got a good amount of
I
supplies. Like,
step out at seeing that. Oh, well, let me introduce myself. How rude. I have
would
been.
risk that even if our carts don't look that expensive or whatnot, just the amount of gear that we may be bringing is probably more than enough to assume that we're
right.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Or would that also be rare for us to see in a land plagued by bandits? These guys traveling with so much.
Oh yeah, definitely. You see, most people are single cart, single horse. Definitely no top to it. It'd be an open cart most of the time,
Right.
and everything would be covered in a blanket, so that your people can't see what you're bringing. most of the time there's not people. It's like 1 or 2 people traveling. So yeah, this is definitely rare, a rare sight. And just the stuff on their body, they got 2 sets of plate mail.
Right.
So
So
Okay.
I would say that Hank would have immediately like reevaluated now, seeing them, seeing what they're carrying. They don't resemble the road in any way or shape or form I've ever seen them, right?
no.
My other question is, do I recognize any of the barrels as ale?
You would, Polly, if you want to say.
I would just say that the Polycarp's cart is decidedly normal compared to the other fancy cart. It's just like a wooden cart, and it's got kegs in the back. That's what I have.
And bees.
And yes, my beehives. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm proficient with brewer's tools as well. So I think at that point, as I sort of walk up to meet the cart that Polycarp is bringing in, I would sort of address the whole group and say, as this fine knighted fellow mentioned, any enemy of the road is at the very least an associate of ours, if not friend. But as I'm sort of addressing it, I can't keep my eyes off the barrels that he's carrying.
I'll
I
say
can't
I'll
help but think
drink
that
that. Drink life.
I would walk up with my hand outstretched. You would notice that this was a warmer welcome than he gave anybody else so far. Hand goes out. Name's Hank. Can I assume you're a fellow craftsman?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll give him a big meaty clasp and like, named Polycarp. You should come around back and see this. I've got a few barrels cooking right now. I'm like a kid all excited to show off his weight.
Hands are already rubbing together, and I give a little whistle. And unfortunately, Philip does leave you, friend. And he comes over, and he sort of sits up like tall. And I pull a glass out of my bag, and from the cask around his neck, I pull a glass of this amber liquid, and I hand it right to you.
Oh,
Give that a try.
Rowland, as the dog runs away, you look down, you see his chew toy there, and then it like twitches and then stands up and runs off after him.
yeah, the chew toy, which looks like a hammer with arms and legs, gets up and runs after Philip.
Jesus. I haven't even drank any of this yet. And I've already I'll give it a good smell and see if I can catch the nose of it and everything. And
I can't help but think that this kind of understanding could have been avoided if we had just been flying banners. I'm gonna say that mostly scoldingly to Paul.
He's like, I know.
there was a scuffle. Hank, you okay? You guys heard it all? You need any healing? Because meanwhile, there's like blood going. Like,
I'm the only one that needs healing.
Wait, no, I'm fine. Oh, I apologize. And at this point, I'll give a whistle. It's at a different pitch. Who's hurt the most?
It'd be Rowland.
Probably me for 13 damage, but I mean, don't blow your wad on this. I'm okay.
It's fine. At the very least, you see the hammer chew toy that was chasing after Philip stop dead in its tracks, and then it runs over to you, and it comes up and just sort of like fucking bangs you in the chest. And that's going to give you a cure wounds at first level.
Hell yeah.
that's fun.
Oh, nice, for 12.
Hey.
Nice.
Wow. Well, you
Um,
take the drink and then offer.
That's incredible.
In turn. As well.
Oh, perfect.
As you guys, you see this other individual other people now come out from their homes and shops. Not terribly many, but a decent amount of people.
I would turn to the crowd that's beginning to form. Brackendalians, it's all right. These are friends. They're not with the road. Everyone go back to your jobs. There's nothing to see here.
Sort of murmuring and goes back. So people sort of loiter and stare at the collection of eccentric individuals, but eventually they A little
I would,
prodding. Go back
I
to their
would,
business.
yeah, I would gruffly prod them again. I said there's nothing to see here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys are pretty fortified out here. Expecting trouble?
Well, trouble is something that seems to plague our little town with the road. And a few years back, we decided we'd never lose another life, another soul, or another dime. So we took it upon ourselves. We walled in the town, and we've been fending off the road ever since. If the damn powers that be, and I kind of look, realizing what I had said, I look over at my new knight friend here, and I feel a little sheepish. Would do their damn jobs. You know, maybe this wouldn't be a plague for all the towns in the plains. But
I
what can you do?
understand, Fred. That's exactly why we're here. The crown has long neglected plains, and we seek to make amends for that. I know full well that my presence may not be welcomed by a majority of the civilians we meet, and that's why it's our duty to show them just how much we are needed. And I think that a perfect way to do that is to restore some peace and order. And I guess we may have some personal reasons, some personal axes to grind. Maybe just an axe to grind. I don't know. Either way,
I appreciate the blacksmith metaphor. That was good.
oh, good. I knew a blacksmith once. He made armor, probably. I mean, I didn't know the one that made this armor, but I knew a blacksmith that made armor.
Most armor does come from a blacksmith. Yes.
Yes, it does.
You just see Jaden beyond just shaking his head.
It's a noble
My
aspiration.
father was a silversmith. He did
That was-
not make armor.
No, I
Most
at this point I'm sort of doubting my initial sort of assumptions I made about this guy. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't. Nope. So that is a noble aspiration. Are you saying that you wish to rid the world of the road?
Oh, absolutely. If I had my druthers, I would route all of them, or at least enough of them that we could then make a public example of justice with some of the others. Only destiny knows how this will play out. I can promise you that the ending already decided, and it will be the death of the road, and hopefully some justice and closure for the families and what else?
Surely, Sir Raleigh, Sans will guide your righteous lance into the heart of any road that you encounter. Right?
That's
I just say we
That's-
fucking kill the bastards and hang them from their feet by the trees, because they're no good for business or anything.
I am currently entertaining that until we can establish some form of, formal justice. In the meantime, any example we can make is probably for the best. So I'm not saying long term that we leave dying or dead examples of the road along the road, but for the short term, seems like it could be an effective strategy.
I, for one, see absolutely no problem with leaving dead members of the road along the road to show an example. It does seem to be the only kind of justice they understand. And do you all feel this way? As I'm saying that, I sort of reach out and give a thankful nod and just start.
We're traveling east to west, kind of.
Opposite, west.
West to east. All right. Yeah. I think your defenses are clear this way, as we have been eliminating them as we come through. Just one sign of the good deeds that the night is bringing to these lands.
Could I be so bold as to perhaps step in here? Hank has been a fine friend of mine in these past few weeks, and I've learned a lot about the road and his plight. He's helped me. He helped me in a sticky situation. He kind of points to the wound on his head that he has that's healing up. Him and Philip have helped me. Just from reading and such, no particular reason. I do know how some of these organizations operate, and though it will certainly scare the newer bandits, or as few of them or whoever, their tentacles will always regrow. Their weakness is that they go after each other. They stab each other in the back, right? They have a strong leader, I'm assuming. So yeah, you could scatter bodies across the wasteland, but you got to take the head from the snake, I think. From what I've read and those stories I hear from those unsavory folk in the tavern.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to dig back into my notes for this RP. Hold on a second.
I'm curious if you'll get it.
I'm back there, boss. Let me tell you. Hold on. I'm looking for one gosh darn name that I know I have. What the fuck is it?
While he's looking for that,
Yep.
Go ahead. Why I might be so bold, Sir Rollin and Jaden, our mandate is moving through these lands, purging them of the road where we find them, improving relations among the populace, bringing sans into the hearts of more and more of those in the plains, and we're working our way towards Sir Rollin's eventual seat in this realm. But more important, we wanted to see his people, let his people see him, and solve problems, including that of the road along the way.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I truly believe that.
I give Hank a wink. That's great. So this is Brackenberg. What's the name of this place again?
Brackendale.
Brackendale. So do we want to dive in and be like, is there? So you've been battling the road. Is Brackendale feels fairly secure from your defenses, but is there anything we could do for your community?
It's a very kind offer. We've managed to make our small community here self-sustaining. We don't require trade from any other towns. We produce and create everything that we need right here. In fact, the defenses have come along nicely. Sorry again about that.
I do also apologise. I seem to have a look over at the giant, now broken apart console of levers. You may want to repair that.
Oh, and we'll get right to it. No doubt about that. And while I made my clear, I think your aspirations to take down the road are in line with ours. At this point, I'd look over to Dar with sort of a questing, like, you down with this kind of look?
He's looking over at Sir Roland's, kind of eyeing up his armor, and then I'm assuming, like, yes. I see high adventure, and as I said, I'm a loyal friend, and Hank, you have been quite kind to me these past few weeks. So, yes, I would be more than happy to help along the way, and we can solve problems and help people and perhaps find a few coin along the way.
Well,
Insight check.
I'll make a roll.
No,
Against
you
the
sound
deception.
like you will be a beneficial member to our team. We can always use more help um, in enforcing justice and routing the road and other things that might be bad. They get
well, if we can destroy the road, I do have a a son-in-law who I think might be able to mind the shop while I'm gone. And you see him kind of like roll his eyes a little bit. Not fond of his son-in-law.
So,
Um,
you say you've gotten information on the road. What information is that? You talk about liberating this. It sounds like you're just defending.
that's exactly what it is. And as all the information I have on the road is that they keep attacking, and as of the last few years, they don't succeed. That's the information I have.
That's insight check. 19.
19.
Against deception.
Yeah.
22.
Son of a
Okay.
bitch.
Seems genuine.
Oh, you can, yeah. I smile.
I'd even put
Trust his
like a
face.
I'd even put like a hand on Dar's shoulder.
Well, as Sir Roland has said, we have made from the path we've came here from. We've gone through Willowsdale and Dawn's Hill. We've rid the presence of the road as we can on the way here. And we are in the workings of establishing a somewhat militia to help these towns combat against them.
That sounds like a great plan, and it's more than anyone's done before. So I applaud the effort, and I'd be happy to join and help if you truly intend to rid or get rid of the road once and for all. But please, this is rude of me. Come inside, have a drink or 5. We can talk in a more comfortable setting. I'll invite them inside my workshop.
Sure. Yeah.
You walk in, you see in the back there's like a blacksmith area, but then also half of it is full of like carpenter's tools. And then over in the corner there's like a leather working station. And then also like a jeweler's area, and a couple fermentation barrels going. You come in immediately, he pulls up like a couple mismatched stools that look well made. What's up?
You see Jaden very much eyeing up the forge.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll pull up a couple stools and I'll just start pulling mugs for everybody. You even see me pull out like a dog dish and fill it with a little ale, and I put it down for Philip.
Lovely. So, maybe
I think you might be muted, Noah.
You're absolutely right. Thank you. Lars,
You've
good out there when you guys are inside.
Yeah, you broke up there a little bit.
over at Lars.
Good now? Yeah, how's it now? Good? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Lars is just going to stay outside and make sure everything's good out there while you guys are inside.
This is the 13-year-old?
No, Larsha is the old dwarf.
Oh, well, yeah, so I'll pull a heavy thing of mead for her too and bring it out
Oh, yeah.
and hand it to her.
She'd appreciate that. The 13-year-old is Paul, and think he drank. Wait,
He
I
drank for the first time like 5 days ago or something. No, that was back in Willowsdale. So that was
I'm not
Attributing the
Below
encouraging.
delinquent of a minor.
Just establishing some meta timelines.
I wouldn't have even asked. I would have pulled a mug for him too.
Okay.
I'm encouraging this behavior.
Dar's rolling a cigarette.
I'll,
Anybody want one? No?
I'll grab the mug
grab
that you
one.
pour for Paul, and
Rolls one for anyone who wants one.
I'll take one, but yeah, I'll take one. I'll strike up.
Yeah, he
Congress.
Polycarp would too.
Finest tobacco you're gonna find around these parts. I know a guy who knows a guy. You're not gonna find this anywhere else. I'm passing around to
feel like-
everybody.
I
Do
can
I-
attest to it. Credible.
I don't want to be the odd one out. Jaden, where
Come
are
on,
you?
man. Everybody's doing it.
What is I want you to roll this if you cough.
Yeah,
Yeah, Constitution save.
you don't
Yeah.
have to. Just only if you want to be cool. Like,
Yeah. You don't have to. Just if you don't, you're a bitch.
yeah. You can sit in the corner with your bitch armor if you
Two of
want.
them?
Hey, we want to go to break.
I was just gonna say, yeah. As you guys sit down to convene, we'll hit break. And
All right. Yeah.
Wait, can I just say, by now, Rowan is definitely trying his best to like give more scritches to Philip. Even if that means that like Paul's had to help him get out of some of his armor to like move better.
Oh yeah. Oh, Phil will take any scritch you give him.
Yeah. And I'm gonna
He's an
try to make
attention whore.
contact with you and say, look, this is some finely made dog armor, I think.
Blacksmith made this.
Yeah, thanks.
It looks like it was made by wait a minute. I'm gonna roll a history.
I can assure you it wasn't a silversmith.
Yeah, that tracks.
Cool. That's fine.
Mhm.
I just wanted to bookend it.
Yeah, of course.
Can we make Sir Rollins' father's name Johnny Tremaine?
Get some Tremaine-esque, inspiration.
That's awesome.
And
All right,
we're going to break.
break. Yeah.
Roll.
We're live.
Oh, all right.
Welcome back.
Hey, wait.
And
Damien, can you spell your name for me?
Damian.
No, your character's name. I'm sorry.
DAR.
Oh, it's that simple.
It is, yeah.
I'm done.
Do you need me to spell Hank?
No, I googled it.
Do it as hard as you can.
I might
Wait.
have to. I forgot my name was Hank.
Do you have to use the voice memo thing? Be like, how do you spell Hank? You can type it out to Google it.
Dar is actually from an old 80s fantasy movie. Anybody know what fantasy movie it is from?
I know it's familiar, and I'm a sucker for dark 80s fantasy.
Yeah, well, then this is, right? This is it.
I'm trying to and I was like, is it Beastmaster?
It is Beastmaster. You got it. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Dar. That's the main character. Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
huge into 80s action and like 80s fantasy, 90s fantasy, like all that old, like kind of cheesy, but in a great way. Yeah.
Made my father proud, but I did the opposite.
No, that was good work. Oh yeah. You got it though. That was right, Beastmaster.
Oh man. All right. So zooming back in on Hank's workshop, you guys are sat, I assume, around a table or just in a circle of chairs. Got their drink, their
I
cigarettes.
would kind of move like some of the large pelts, mixed with like forge tools, mixed with like my tinker's tools, and kind of move them in a big pile over to another table.
Yeah.
And after I pull,
Oh,
We lost you.
He's doing all this. I'm standing. I'm not gonna sit down, and
Okay.
I'm just looking for something that isn't true to the story. Hoping
Sure.
I find nothing, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
I'm gonna be kind of doing that thing where you wander around and look at things and nod
Yeah.
approvingly to other people.
Right.
I get the feeling that he may be not as competent as, as I think, or just not as like.
Do you get that feeling?
Or yeah, do I get a feeling that he's a little or what do I get? Yeah, I guess that's a sense. Do I get that
Roll
sense
me an
from him?
insight check.
Maybe not competent's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
No, I got you.
Not great. 8, yeah. All right, I'm just
8.
watching him, but
I'll say just even with an 8, you get the sense at the very least he could totally be competent. You don't really know. You didn't see him do much, but he
Right.
seems at the very least like new, like fresh.
gotcha. Agreed.
That's the only vibe you get it.
Gotcha. Okay.
At this point now, you guys too, as you're, especially you, Hank, but probably you too, Dar, you see Fuck as he's sort of just standing there, arms crossed. You see his left arm. Just you see the fingers, 3 fingers, and they're made of stone. Oh, it is 2. It's 2. You're right. It's just the thumb and the pointer finger, and they're made of.
I've known a few fellows who lost fingers like that. Smithing accident.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Fair. More ale.
Yeah,
I had him another tankard.
thank you.
So you guys are gathered around.
so
That's
Hank,
enough.
Mhm.
We want to destroy the road. But
Yes.
before we necessarily do that, we're also very okay with just shaving the road until we can find where the road originates from, the source of the road. And if we could follow that road to the road, then we'll destroy that. But right now, we're in the early phase of following the road's road. So any info that you might have that could point us in the right direction would certainly help.
First of all, no offense. You might want to work on your public speaking if you're going to run for office. But to answer your
I
question,
intend to do very little speaking eventually. It's
I think that's good.
yes.
As far as information about the road, I don't have much. But Dar, do you have anything that I don't know? All I really do is defend the town from the bandits, and
I don't
they
know
keep
anything.
coming, and I keep killing them. So
I don't know much about the road in particular, but I have much experience with these types of organizations, and so I don't know if I know too much about them specifically, but I'd be more than happy to help if you have any questions as far as how you think they might operate, or
Are you really comparing any thieves guild to the road? Because
not at all.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not. I never ran with a thieves guild.
Right.
question for the DM, actually.
Yes.
Throughout the last couple of years, as I've been fending off the road, has it seemed like they have any kind of ulterior motive? I've been operating on the assumption that they're just bandits that keep raiding my town. So I'm just like, fuck you, they balls.
Right. That's sort of the being a native Ivory Plainsian. You know that there's little ruins that sort of are scattered throughout the plains, and Brackensdale is pretty close to one. So you would guess, based on just years of experience with them, I'm sure probably interrogated a couple individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's Hank's style, but at the very least, you've certainly had some that enter and you don't immediately kill.
If not Hank, then maybe Dare's style.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yep. Right up my alley.
From what you can tell, their motivation for being here specific is, first of all, it's lawless. It's basically lawless. What better place to be than here? And these ruins that are scattered about are filled with treasure and magic and riches, just of all sorts. So you sort of gathered that because they, I don't know if you would know this, but after talking and sort of combining, Andy, stop me if I say too much, because this is up to you. But
actually, can I? Because
yes,
I'm gonna pull out one of my books, and there's probably a table. I'll pull one of the tables off of the wall and slide it in front of you guys, and I'll open it to a page to like a sketch of Mama Nails.
Okay.
And be like, this is evil. This is a boss. This is the one that we are afraid of, and we should be. This is maybe not the top of the road, but this is our point.
The end of the road, one might say.
I think it will probably just
Toast to
lead
that.
us
I get that one.
a new beginning from another end. Because I don't know if she's actually the top, but I know she controls a lot of Dorithia. She runs Tempest Landing. We were close once. And I'll pull out one of the books that I have from that I got from the road guys. And I'll flip it to that map that I found that had a couple of their locations.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was her name again?
Mama Nails.
Yeah.
And then I'll flip it to the map. And, I would imagine the map that we found, that was on the outskirts of the plain. So it's probably just the towns that we went through. Right?
Right.
That's how we knew. your defenses need to be switched to the opposite side. This is clear, and this is clear because of Sir Roland.
Well, I do appreciate the info, but the panel, like you saw, facing the west, we have 4 such panels facing each of the cardinal directions. The defenses that we have completely encircle the town.
The end of the road. You get it?
Yeah.
That's that should be the
Because-
campaign fucking yeah.
The end of the road. Oh,
End
that's
of the road.
Let's. I think the path is clear. Then we must go to these ruins.
Yeah,
Wait, was
Plunder
that
them of their
him?
riches.
but,
Was that him getting the joke? Is that what that
Yeah.
was?
Yes, yeah.
you guys are ready to just throw your lives away and join this path. Why?
What? Throw our lives away again to what? Stop the road?
Well, yeah.
I very much plan on leaving my life and Philip's intact. And
Well, I cannot promise you that. I
Yeah.
can tell you that you are tied to us through fate.
Well, back up there, Mr. Nightman.
That's
I
Sir,
wouldn't so much.
Sir Roland.
Yes. Name notwithstanding,
I think
Rowland.
I would not
I
consider
think
myself
actually
tied to you
that's
just
the
yet.
problem right now is as we go into the land, the names withstanding or whatever are being pushed off, and maybe it's time we get back to recognizing the people that are in charge of protecting the land, because that's all we're trying to do.
Right. DM, am I correct in my assumption that as long as Hank's been around, government hasn't really worked to fight against this road or existed at
Yep.
all?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't have to roll insight, but do I get the feeling that, clever or not clever wordplay? Do I feel like this guy means what he says and has the conviction to do what he says?
If you look at me with a hint of doubt, I will pull out 7 items that I've kept from dead road agents that have the insignias. I am serious. We've lost people along this path. We're lucky to be where we are, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Sir Roland.
Well, in that case, my mind is made up.
What are you doing?
I'll do anything I can to eliminate the road. And you're the best group, most likely I've seen to come across and do it. A question, Mr. Angelman?
As it's kind of out of while this conversation is going on, I remember Dar saying he has a amulet of some kind around his chest.
Yeah, it's got a closed eye, like a stylized closed eye on it. It's gold. It's kind of gaudy, like it's gold chain, big circle on his hairy chest that's open, like that very like kind of Miami
Would
feel
I
almost.
know if that
Flav!
pertains to anything, or if it's just
Um,
meant to be some kind of gaudy amulet.
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Mhm.
Can I guidance him?
You don't really know that he's like thinking
Yeah,
about it,
That's
so
fair. That's fair. Yeah.
so that was a 15 plus my Arcana, which is +1, so 16.
that's 16. You don't get the sense that it's religious at all or anything you're familiar with. You do get you see some runic symbols on it, maybe kind of hard to tell, but doesn't seem connected to anything.
Notice you checking out my chain. Looks nice, huh? That was a gift.
It's
Sleepy eye.
Closed eye, yep.
only
Close
a
to the eye.
unusual symbol. We don't see much.
It just looks nice.
I just making sure we weren't told to anything
Nothing nefarious. That's for
heretical
sure.
I don't know of.
Oh, heretical. Now that I don't know about.
um,
All I'm saying with this information is if you want to join us, you need to know that the road isn't easy. And I'm not just talking about the agents that we look to abolish.
You also mean literally the road. Yeah.
I get it now.
Yes.
I think we need to capture one of these. Someone of note, not just like the leader of a raiding party or something, and or we won't. We have no idea, right? Basically, we don't really know. We can try these from what it sounds like, we can try these ruins. We're going after this lady, but we don't know exactly where she's at. Don't get me wrong.
I think
Apparently,
before the
riches could be
ruins,
plundered.
I think before the ruins, we were meant to meet up with someone from Willowsdale, the leader of
Oh.
the
Yes,
UTIP.
Gideon.
Yeah,
The leader of the who?
UTIP.
It's
Which
like a
is-
council of towns. The closest thing to
Oh.
government.
Well, they might have info then, I guess. Yeah.
But
so Hank, you've probably heard of that.
They call themselves the United Towns of the Plains.
I also want to, and this is out of character. We gotta stress that, like, if we go right there and talk to them, they're gonna treat us just like you guys are, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
but-
be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, but that,
So
Do I-
like,
Do I have a
I'm
connection in this
for-
council, Dan?
What's that?
Do I have a connection in this council?
Um,
I'm pretty much the ipso facto leader of Brackenstall, right?
of this,
that is a
um,
question I've been meaning to fucking ask. Is there a mayor or a lord or I mean, this town isn't big enough to have a lord or like probably a true noble.
right? There's probably a council. I imagine most small towns convert to a council, so a collection of people that sort
Yeah,
the farmers. You have Hank here.
Before we leave this town, we have to get rolling in front of that council because that council needs to know that there is a new order coming through.
A useless bunch of talkers, if you ask me. But if that's something you need to do, then we can make that happen.
right, because for here it's so small. It's like Bob the farmer. There's like.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the common thought of the people that make it up into the higher chambers. That's
Right.
the process. I would like to think that we are going to treat every town or village or city the same. I personally, I would like to leave my kids in every village in this. That is my goal.
Well, I can set up a meeting with the mayor, head farmer.
Yeah, there's probably a collection of
Yeah.
Wait, Vok,
or,
how many kids do you have?
probably the blacksmith.
How many what?
How many kids does Vok have? He wants to leave one in every town.
Mm,
He's gonna make one in every town.
absolutely not. I am a bluff.
Oh, cover your ears.
Well, in that case, let me say, sleep here. Rest for the evening. I have a collection of rooms you can stay in. It'll take me the evening to reset the defenses, and I can set up a meeting with Mayor tomorrow.
It's just me in a wig. Don't.
Yeah, I just take off my hat and put another hat on.
Straight.
I should. I want to toast before everyone separates for the night.
Now, I actually, I think Vok would do like a non-apologetic apology for the harshness. Like one of those things, hey, we've been around enough people that are deceptive that once you fucking attack us, we want to kill you. And it took us a minute to break past those boundaries. And you're lucky for that, But,
Of course. As the saying goes, better safe than dead.
Good people, you seem it.
Hank, as far as a mayor, there's not really a mayor. If there was, probably be But there's the council that sort of runs things. So there'd be Roger, who's the blacksmith.
The other blacksmith.
The other blacksmith. Yes.
I'm putting it in quotation marks, by the way.
Right. Blacksmith. You kind of had your, preoccupied with the defenses, so I guess he works. Walter, who's your guys's main grain farmer. And then Eleanor, who's a seamstress. Set them up in.
I kind of have the feeling about Hank, like maybe the town approached him with a job, because I took like the folk hero background, and he was just like, I don't have time for that shit. Like I have work to do. Like you do that. Cool.
Right.
Roger, Walter, Eleanor.
Jaden will very much once we got room settled, Jaden will offer to help rebuild stuff. And any smithing that needs to be done. Involved in that.
He gets an appraising look from Hank. Well,
also,
more hands make less work.
The oil buckets on the walls. I think there's a few tricks we can do to make them maneuver easier. So, just saying, it was quite easy to jump over. No offense.
I'd love to. No, offense taken, but it's okay. I'd love to hear your ideas in the morning, like he says pointedly. I believe Dar, you had something you wanted to say.
It's bad luck where I come from to walk away from a night of drinking without a toast. So I want to say you can tell that he has imbibed liberally. Like he's not stumbling drunk, but he is drunk. Like he's enjoying himself. And so to new friends and filling our pockets and to helping people as well. My old friend and good ally who I dearly miss used to say, acta non verba. That's deeds, not words. And he takes a swig from his.
Halfway through, an eyebrow of Hank's like goes way up, but then it settles back down by the end. And he brought it around.
Yeah, he got there.
He got there. Yeah.
He was circling, but he got there.
So the mug goes up. Cheers.
Drinks ahead. Philip drinks from his bowl as well.
Oh yeah, I pour him a little extra. He's a lightweight Philip. He can't have too much.
Yeah, he can't go too hard.
Then you see Philip pick up little legged hammer. I give a nod, and I head out. You hear me give a couple whistle and some scampering feet as like the youth from the town come out, and I would go out to start resetting the defenses.
I'll obviously follow as Arthur to help.
Oh yeah, I would toss you just a single hammer as I was walking out the door.
I kind of just look down.
I'm going to be the last guy drinking, obviously. So, however that sets me up for tomorrow, you can let me know.
All right.
You said you're going to be the last man drinking?
Yeah.
It'll be you and Dar till the wee hours of the morning.
Yep.
You guys are.
Yeah. I like to roll dice and play cards as well if you're interested.
I'll play some cards.
Most.
You guys play some
All
cards.
not missed out on carousing, so he will drink you both under the table if he can.
Yeah, let me say yes. Dar will probably end up passing out drunk. Like he will drink and carry and hold his own liquor, but yes, he'll imbibe. He will, and he will end up doing too much. He'll be the first one to probably pass out if you all three try to. You notice that too, as it goes, like he does lose himself into it and kind of gets a little stumbly, and then eventually passes out. Like he's willing to let himself go in the cups.
And what's crazy is that he's the most used to Hank's ale. Like he knows what this stuff does.
I would like to say that Vok gets better as he drinks because that's how he got his thing, like a rock star. Like performing at the peak is, Jeff knows what I'm talking about. It's more like that, but I don't like it.
Drunken recall. Yeah.
I just want to point out that we now have 4 out of 6 members of a party where alcohol is a core part of their character background story, whether it's like they're making it, they drinking it, they
I think we have 3 brewers now because Polycarp's one, Tank's one.
Yeah, Dar's that guy, that friend that's a lot of fun until he's not. Like you take him out and he's a lot of fun but he always overdoes it, right? Like by the end of the night you're pissed off. You have to pull him away from something. He's throwing up. Yeah, that's Dar when he gets to drinking. Yeah.
Philip has like dragged him home a couple.
Yes, many times. Yeah, he doesn't let himself go all the time. He's not an alcoholic, but when he starts to drink, he can't help but. He goes hard. Yeah.
So I guess Dar would pass out, and then Polycarp and Vok would have like their arms wrapped around, going drink for drink, and having that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Polly, I don't know that you've ever actually gone a full drinking night with Fuck yet, because that first night Fuck was out. You were sneaking about, and then you guys haven't really drank hard.
I'm fucking ready.
You want to drink with Polly? He's got memories to kill. So,
dude,
you guys
me too.
Drink it all.
So
I imagine you guys stay up all night.
Only thing I would add, you guys.
Oh.
I weigh 100 pounds more than you.
If I can ask a simple thing, Dar and Polly, roll me D20, please.
What am I rolling for?
So I have a bunch of stories that I would never tell when I'm sober.
Shit.
But
One.
I rolled a 3. Yeah.
A 3? Okay.
Yep.
And then that one. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
They're on your back. You cut out right at the cool part. Go ahead.
Shit. I would say periodically as you guys were drinking, you would see Philip like run into the workshop and like look around and then like scamper over to some area or another and either grab like a screwdriver or like a box of nails or a length of rope and just kind of fucking stop to like drink some ale and then run back out the door.
Are you brewing mead, by the way?
Huh?
Is your character brewing mead or distilling liquor?
Ale and mead.
Good shit.
He's a working man,
Yeah. He brews Coors Light.
They call it the Blackendale brand.
Oh, no one wants the Rockies don't even want to brew Coors Light. All right, like the Rockies called. They said we don't want. Stop using our label.
You got all this math and chemistry involved, and like the output is Coors Light. Like that's what's beautiful about it. And if you can't get on board with that, then fuck right off.
Well, you know what sucks? Sucks? It's still the best beer these people have ever drank. That's the real.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah.
the real
It's
crime.
so good.
And
low calorie too.
Something of the rock. I don't know. I forget the slogan, but fuck.
So during our drinking, before Dar passes out, but once I can see that he's enjoying it, I want to let my guard down and try to be sociable, which is probably hard for me. But so who'd you run with? Have you been in the plains this whole time?
I'm gonna make a saving throw. Like he wouldn't be willing to necessarily save, but he's drunk. So what do you tell me, DM? What do you think? Like a wisdom?
Yeah, 2 wisdom. That makes sense.
What's the DC on it? I'm pretty drunk.
This doesn't have to be at the end.
There you go.
All right. Look, I'm not from around here. I'll keep between you and me, okay? From some other places. All right. I used to. People would hire me for certain jobs, right? I take care of problems.
Yeah.
I had a good friend, a benefactor who took care of me, but I probably shouldn't be saying this, but fortunately he passed, and I gotta say that hurt. I hurt a lot right here. But
I'm gonna pour out a little bit of my cup
for the
onto the
homies.
table. Yeah.
So I ran with some fellas who you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, if you know what I'm saying. They'll rob you, but they're not taking any of your money, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I probably said too much.
No.
Polycarp's got his head down on the table a little bit, and he just like lets out a massive fart. That might be a problem.
So, this group that you ran, did you run it, or were you a part?
Roll another wisdom save. Ooh, 15. What'd you say the DC was? I'm sorry, you're muted.
Sorry, I was gonna say 16 seems about right.
16. So yeah, I rolled a 14, and it is a +1. No, +2. Nope, 16.
16.
Actually, yep.
So up to you.
He kind of clams up a little bit.
I'm not. I came off wrong. Not wrong. I came off as I wanted to come off earlier. Not pushing you.
It's all right. No, yeah, it's a long time ago, though. I'm a changed man.
I try to see where everybody's going to fit in this situation. So
I usually use my charm and my wit.
So
Get me out of situations.
I'm gonna look at him as just. He's one of those guys that probably can like grab a baseball bat and hit a ball, then go to the bowling alley and bowl like a 205. Like just pretty decent at fucking everything. Yeah, so I can see.
I do a few different things. I'll tell you what. I was in finances. Yeah, I owned a laundry. If you know what I'm saying.
Cheeks get red.
Shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah.
What?
Contemplating all of the situations. And where was this? No, sorry.
You boy, so am I still conscious?
Yeah. I'd have
You
this
guys are
conversation
drunk for sure, but
Polycarp's like always half in the bag, so I probably believe that no one actually believes anything. You could say, oh, he had too many, glasses, so I wouldn't hide this from him necessarily.
You boys ever thought about leaving this life? About forging a new path?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
What else is there? What else could a man like me do? Oh, these hands. What else could they do?
Well,
As he says that, he slips a dagger into one of them. That's all they're good for.
Yeah, but
he sit back and drops it to the floor, trying to put it back in his pocket.
I wasn't always a friar, before all of this.
Maybe.
No.
Trying to find a new path.
What'd you do?
Look, I'm not a religious man. Okay, I've seen too many terrible things.
I hear that. The life of soldiering, it can wear on you. So, hence the frock and the life.
I get you. I get you.
I feel blood.
Interesting.
Philip walks in on one of his runs and sort of stops and sniffs the room, sort of looks around at everybody. And you see him run off into the other room, and he comes back with a collection of water skins and just starts dropping them at everybody's feet. And then runs back out.
This dog is too smart for its own damn good.
He's the goodest boy.
Well,
Just keep drinking.
well,
I'm gonna be the last man standing. So
All right, fellas, enjoy your cups. I'm gonna make my way back out to the up here. I think. Gonna
you
stumble
good,
up
dude?
towards my room. Oh yeah, I'm good. See you folks in the morning.
Grab the doorpost.
Yep. Just pause for a second. Get going again.
he seems like a good sort, fuck. Or a sort, at least.
Yeah, he's a sort. He's some sort.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He's
it's
fun.
clear.
I think that's one thing you can say about Dar is that he's fun. He's a fun guy to be around. He seems
There
like.
you go.
It's clear, fuck, that neither one of us are going to walk away from this table willingly.
Mm.
So, you know what needs to happen right now.
It's a drink off.
Start pouring more drinks. Yeah. One or both of us are going to end up underneath this table.
That is a challenge. Let's see it. I want to see it.
All right, what are we doing?
All right, good.
Walk off.
We
Walk off.
If
Yeah,
we're at the
drink
point
off.
of the night where like a couple shots will probably fuck one of us, right? You know, 'cause
Yeah,
no,
so
I know
you guys-
you're young, but when you get to of age, you can drink all day, right? Be happy. There is a point where your like body says, "All right, fuck you, I'm done with
I'm
this
done.
shit," and
Yeah,
and turns you
you're
off.
gonna kill me.
All right,
Yeah, so good roll con saves.
con saves.
Poison concept. Oh, you're fucked. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21.
Con save would be a 21. 19 plus 2.
Oh, shit.
You guys,
Still, my mod is a
Real
plus
bottom fight.
so you guys pull out the bottle of absinthe that Finch had that you stole right before he left.
I'm gonna
Pour some
slam
of
that angrily and look at Polycarp and like put the cup down with my heavy hand to be like, I have this, and it was so easy for him to walk away from us. And I'm gonna grab the other shot and fucking throw it down.
Send it back. Go ahead, do it again.
Fuck.
Dude, I am not shitting you. I rolled a 4 plus 2 for a 6.
I rolled a 1 plus 5 for a 6.
Oh God.
We're puking each other's mouths.
Yeah.
Drink off.
It's like
Uh,
sea of
so you-
thieves in here.
You're crossing the streams of sick.
You slam it. Polly just slowly takes it down. You guys just stare at each other. You both like burp at the same time. You only poured 3 shots. There's one left.
One
is
of
it.
these. This is it. All right.
I think you shotgun it. No, I think you.
No! Fuck
I
you!
think
Oh, you teetered on a nat 20 and rolled to a 7.
one of you takes it and then pours the other shot. Mama bird to baby bird.
I got
Polly, what'd you get?
an 11.
11?
7.
7. Polly, you slam the drink back. And that's the last thing you remember.
I'm gonna just like put my arm around him, assist him to his thing. Into that, probably not like a bet or anything because he's a lot bigger than me. And then
Sure.
before I leave him, I'll just be like, "You're not the first. It's okay." And I'll walk out of the room.
Look, you turn around to leave and you're oh no.
Yeah.
You get downstairs and
wall, stairs,
Yeah,
wall, stairs. Yeah.
just yeah,
Get it?
yeah, exactly. You eventually
Jaden, I'm sorry, I forgot your character's name.
It was Jaden.
It's Jaden.
His real name is Kieran.
Oh,
Oh.
Are you kidding?
Dude, someone's get a screenshot of his face. You need to name that.
You're back.
It was
You're back.
inspirational as fuck.
So, my character's name's Jaden. My actual name is Kieran, but I'm also known in our group just to be known as Vinny.
Yeah,
Oh no shit.
you'll hear that a lot.
I try not to do that anymore because I've known you for what, like 5 years at this point. I don't want to keep calling you Vinny. Just because it was his first character.
It was epic.
You know how
It's a nickname now, though. It's
Vinny was my uncle, Vincenza. Anyway, so I would like at this point, if it's possible, I like me and Jaden, or Jaden and I walk back in, and we just like survey the scene. We see Polycarp, passed out at the table, and just puke everywhere.
I
was
won.
just
leaving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whistle, and my little homunculus, the hammer, the Jew toy, jumps out and gets a miniature like mop and like dustpan, and just starts like going around the room like picking up the pick.
Lifts up Polly's head, wipes his face.
Yeah, with the same mop, just sort of like in the air.
It's just like a grosser Fantasia.
Exactly.
What's my purpose?
You clean up puke. Oh God. Yeah, join the club.
And that's quite handy.
Jaden and Hank, you guys tuckered out, greased, gross, fixed everything.
Maybe one more tankard of ale, and it's off to bed.
Yeah, you guys head to bed. And I think that seems like a good place. Yeah?
Cool. Tomorrow we go meet with the elders.
Hey.
Elders.
Noah, fucking awesome job.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
it
this
wasn't
is
even
the
me. It
first
was you
time. This was your first time running a group this big, though.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Excellent character introduction, my man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Blast.
Excellent.
We have Diaries of a Wimpy Graviturgist coming up Tuesday. They are realizing that they are fighting aliens as they approach a portal that has been opened by them. Epic wild mount shit, which is totally not canon because we started this campaign years before all of the Ruidus lore came out, so I did my own, and I went off the rails. So, but it's all fun. And then the following Tuesday Saturday is Tim's Arcanist Rebirth. So we will have the schedules updated this week, and you'll be able to check out replays on Twitch and YouTube. So thank you, Ed. Have a great night.
Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
He just mic'd it!
one.
First
We
night!
got one.
Oh shit!
Drop.
You get
Mic drop.
inspiration next session. It's fucking there. That is
inspiration.
happening. You get a D20. Clap. Great job.
Oh.
Great job. Oh my God. I've been doing this shit for like 3 years.